you are going to be given story problems. And when you get these story problems, you need to ask yourself these 3 questions. You need to ask yourself, what information do I have? What number do I have? Then you need to ask, what do I not know? The thing that you don't know, it's going to be a variable. Today you get to pick what your variable is going to be. And then you need to ask, how is my information going to interact? Am I going to add, subtract, multiply, divide? How is it going to interact? Okay? So I have in your math journals, I have a story problem that starts with K flew. Can I have someone read just this first one about K flying? Nice and really loud. Isaac, go ahead.
Kay flew from LA to New York City. It took 5 hours. She wants to know the average speed of the plane in miles per hour.
Perfect. Okay, so we are going to ask ourselves these 3 questions. What information do I have? What information do I know? There is a number that was mentioned. I see lots of hands up. Good. There was a number that was mentioned that we know about. What number was mentioned? 5 what?
Hours.
5 hours. So I'm going to write down what I know. I know that Kay flew for 5. Oops. I know that Kay flew for 5 hours. All right. And then we want to know how many miles per hour. How many miles per hour the plane flew. All right. So we know how many hours she flew for. Now for my second question. My second question is, what information do I not know? So, friends, I know that she flew for 5 hours. There are 5 hours. What information am I missing in order to solve this? I have a couple of hands up. I know that Kay flew for 5 hours. So what information am I missing? Couple of guesses. Let's try it. Hannah, what information am I missing?
You're missing how many miles?
Perfect. Thank you. Yes, how many miles? Okay, so I know that she flew for 5 hours, and I don't know how many miles she went. So what I don't know, I'm going to create a variable for this. What do you think a good variable would be for miles? What letter would be a good letter to represent miles? F for fox?
Yeah.
Because that's my favorite one. What would be a good letter? Tell me your letter.
HP.
M, mostly M. Thank you for appropriate responses. Miles, M for miles. Okay? So now I need to ask myself, how is my information going to interact? Am I going to add 5 and M? Am I going to multiply? Am I going to subtract? Am I going to divide? I don't know what the total amount is. I'm going to start with my total amount, how many miles she went in 5 hours. So I need to decide, am I going to add, if I know how many miles she went, am I going to add 5 to it? If I know how many miles she traveled, am I going to subtract 5 from it? If I know how many miles she traveled, am I going to multiply it by 5? Or if I know how many miles she traveled, am I going to divide it by 5? Whisper to your partner what you think it's going to be. And then be really brave. Everyone's answering me. Be really brave. Raise your hand if you think it's addition. We're going to add them. Subtraction. Multiplication. Division. Okay. Why? Why is it division? You're totally right. It's division. Who can tell me why is it division? Connor?
Because if you divide it, you'll know how many miles she went per hour.
Perfect. Yeah. So if we get the total number of miles that she flew and divide it by 5 hours, we will know how many miles she traveled in 1 hour. So this is going to be the first part of your assignment. The first part of your assignment is they are going to give you a story problem and you have to create an expression. So my expression here is M divided by 5. Thumbs up if you would be able to create an expression like that. Right? We'd be able to look at that information and decide what my variable is and how it interacts. Okay, the second part is actually solving it. So I need a nice, loud person who's going to read the second part of my story. I think that Haley's going to read it really loudly for us. Go ahead, Haley.
The distance between LA and New York City is 2,460 miles. Use this distance to find the average speed of Kay's plane.
Perfect. So now I know that M, let me see this, yep. So now I know that M equals 2,460. That's how many miles she went. So at this point, what do I need to do? We have to think all the way back to yesterday. So here's the value of M right here. What am I going to do to solve this expression? Only Connor remembers. What do I need to do in order to solve this? Tell your partner right now what I need to do in order to solve it. Oh, and I heard someone say re. I liked it. Okay, what do I need to do? Who can tell me? What do I need to do? I know that M equals 2,460, and we're going to divide it by 5 hours. What do I need to do? What? Yeah, I'm going to rewrite the expression with the number in the place for my variable. So I'm going to rewrite it as 2,460 divided by 5. Well, I don't know what that is, so let's do some math. Okay, so I have 2,460, going to divide it by 5. 5 can go into 2 how many times? 0. 5 can go into 24 how many times? 4. 4 times 5? 20. 24 minus 20? 4. Check. Is 4 smaller than 5?
Yes.
Yep, so I'm going to bring down my next number. Oops, that's a 6. Okay, 5 can go into 46 how many times?
9.
9 times 5 is? 45. 46 minus 45 is? 1. Check. Is 1 smaller than 5?
Yes.
Yes. So then I'm going to bring down my next number. 5 can go into 10 how many times? 2. 2 times 5 is? 10. Good. We're going to subtract. Okay. So I know. So the question is, what is the average speed of K's plane? Well, I can answer that now. So the average speed for K's plane is how fast, friends?
492 miles.
Good. 492 miles per hour. Okay. So when you are working on the assignment today, like I said, you are going to get, you're going to be given like a story problem. And then from the story problem, you're going to be asked 2 questions. The first question is, what is the expression? And then the second question is going to be, now here is some information, how do you, go ahead and solve the expression. When you're trying to set up your expression, you need to ask yourself these 3 questions right here. What information do I have? Look for a number, okay? What information do I have? Then next you're going to ask yourself, hey, what do I not know? In order to solve this, what am I missing? And then finally, how will your information interact? How will your unknown information interact with your known information? Am I going to add them, subtract, multiply, or divide? Okay? When your math journal matches mine, have it open on the corner of your desk. Thank you, Addison.